Hey guys, good evening. TJ Felony here. We're gonna be on YouTube here. I'm not live right now. I had a recording ready to go that I was gonna do my Felony Talk edit for and for my video for today. But a few things happened here recently in the last hour or two. So I kind of switched up here, and it was kind of important to get it out and go ahead and let everyone know what's going on because I'm all about transparency. I think that's what kind of makes me different is I try not to bullshit anyone. As hard as some people might find that to believe, I'm a pretty easy guy to get the truth from, if you just ask and are willing to listen. The truth from my point of view, of course. Some people have a hard time uh, understanding that everyone has their own truth in situations. Um, so what just happened recently, in the past couple hours, I started a Twitter space, UFO Twitter space, I guess you could call it. And what I kind of wanted to talk about was this recent stuff with this guy, Mike Disclosure, and the things that have happened with, Red Panda Koala and all that. And the it's kind of put a dividing line down my friend group because I have some friends that are saying, fuck Red Panda Koala. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't feel bad for that little wanker. Who cares what happens to him? And then you have other people kind of on the other side where I tend to be is it if we allow this to happen to Red Panda Koala so openly and blatantly, it's gonna start happening to all of us. It's gonna happen to every one of us eventually. Um, and that was what I wanted to talk about, and hopefully we could all get in and talk about it. And the goal, honestly, my goal is for these last couple spaces was that Disclosure Mike would actually join the space and I don't know, not really like convince him, but like just kind of get on an understanding of like what is, just a bad idea and just not really cool to do. And yeah, we could all just kind of get on the same page with it. Um, the first two people that joined my space were Red Panda Koala and Tupacabra. And, Panda sometimes comes in. Usually he just wants to bait me into reacting or whatever. But what they were talking about was a new development that just happened, and this one is even a little more bizarre. Like, so how I got pulled into this was a guy named Jonathan Seamus DM'd me. I think it was 2 days ago, and he was upset with Red Panda Koala and the rest of UFO Twitter, and he said he had a video or a recording, and he asked if I would DM Disclosure Mike for him, and I figured he was gonna ask him if they'd play it on the show, like right, like that's so yeah. I connected them. Um, Mike Disclosure apparently they shared the DMs in the space, so there's really no denying it. I'll explain why you can't. The space is gone, but you can't really deny it. And what happened was this Seamus apparently went to my Disclosure and he mentioned his clip, and Mike Disclosure returned with a lot of personal information, like buckets of more personal information. This time it wasn't just Red Panda Koala, it was also Tupacabra, including places of business, family members' names, addresses, gave a location of Red Panda Koala's house. Um and so it was just more of the like stuff that we're trying to kind of squash and come to an understanding with. That was more personal, private information shared. And Seamus was in kind of an irate state at the time. He was really worked up. He was mentioning things of like self harm, things like this. So it just was a really bad look because it's like, well, why are you giving this guy this information? Like, are you trying to mobilize this guy? Like, what is this? What is going on over here? Um, so that was how the space started. Me and Carlos kind of went back and forth with Tupa and Panda. It was cordial. Everything was, I mean, what do you say? It's not the guys have a legit beef. Like their whole family's been brought into this bullshit now. Um, the way I always gauge it is basically if I wouldn't want it to happen to me, why would I take pleasure in it happening to someone else? And that includes somebody who I don't really like. Like that's I've talked about this in my video sadism. I've never understood sadism, like taking pleasure in someone going through a hard time. I've just never been that person. And it's something I kind of see and it just turns me off when I see it. But so Tupa and Panda, they show their what happened and all. Seamus went to Tupa and Panda with this, like, look, this guy gave me all this info on you guys, and there's nothing you can say. Like, what the fuck do you say, dude? That's some shady bullshit going on over there. Well, a couple people came in and kind of like gave the attitude I had mentioned earlier. Like these guys basically deserve it. They're assholes. They're scammy. Whatever. They deserve it. Um, I just can't get behind that. But I think that's like I said, it's a slippery slope, and eventually it's gonna happen to everyone. Well, the space went well for a while. Like it actually felt like we could actually, get to an understanding. A couple people yelling, whatever. Um, but eventually we ended up on the topic of full stack Logan's hard drive, which they seem to really protect that secret like a football huddle. Like they were even denying that it even happened. Like, but that that kind of spiraled it into an argument. They did the old accusations that I'm calling everyone a PDF, which isn't the case. Like there's like two or three guys on here I've claimed are goofy, and they're goofy. Um, but anyways, that's not the point. We started going back and forth, and the space turned into a crap fest. So I just ended it, like before anyone really started, because we actually did all pretty much agree. Pretty much everyone agreed that like this is a problem. This doxing, everyone like it's the bar and the tactics are getting out of control. Like we've got to pump the fucking brakes here, right? Like I felt like both sides could kind of agree on that. Um, Immediately after the space ended, I got doxxed. My full name was doxxed. Uh, I was I'm not gonna tell you where it was posted, and I'm not gonna give you the account or anything because yeah, that's stupid. Like I'm not gonna feed my doxing. Um, but it was deleted. But it was a this is very important. This is a very important detail. What was posted was a juvenile arrest record for me. It was probably all they could find because, like I've said in many videos, like I've never been to jail as an adult. I got in a lot of trouble when I was a juvenile though, and what they posted was a old drug paraphernalia charge when I was like 16 years old. Um, First off, it's very hard to get juvenile records. Like that's a little beyond just a identity, like the apps you can pay for 19.99 a month or whatever. They're not going to have juvenile arrest records. For there to be juvenile arrest records, like that's somebody who, they it's the same, like it's you would have the same kind of information as like perhaps what someone's house looks like or the name of their families, their places of business. Like yeah, those things kind of go in hand. It's not just a typical thing you would find someone's juvenile arrest record. It takes some searching, um which is very concerning. I think former law enforcement could probably get a hold of that information, but your average Twitter turd wouldn't be able to get a hold of that info. And it was flashed to me. The I'm not gonna put it up because, like I said, I don't want to. But if Panda, Duba, whoever wants to reach out to me in DMs, I'll share whatever. But they flashed it like in one of my posts on one of my posts, and yeah, it was my juvenile arrest record, and I deleted it, so I don't know who saw it. I don't know how long it was out there. I didn't check. But I only really can come up with a couple theories on who would have done this, like at that time, at that moment. And yeah, I'll just put them all out there on the table, because that's how I roll. Um, First off, my mind immediately went to Jiggy. But the account, it was an anonymous sock account. It was a newer account, and the it comes back to the United States. And Jiggy seems to like me. We talk shit to each other, but he comes into my game streams. He hangs out. I don't see Jiggy doing this to me. Plus, I don't think Jiggy from, allegedly Australia, everyone says, would be able to access juvenile records. That's not something he could probably get a hold of. Um, Second theory, at the same time that I was doxxed, we were speaking on the hard drive, and it seems like whenever anyone talks about Logan, this has been my case in the past. Anyone time anyone throws a little shade at Logan or starts to mention this type of things, I've been affected in the real life. They held spaces other times where they tried to dox my name, but they had the wrong name. Fred Rogers, I think, gets involved perhaps. My phone number has been bombed where I've had to change my phone number. And it seems to correlate whenever this stuff about Logan and this hard drive comes up. So that puts my mind in that this is, a member of Logan's little creepy crew basically telling me to shut my fucking mouth. And that's one of the reasons why I've always felt like there's a there is the way they react to this. Like this. I got doxxed. Things like this seem to happen anytime a space or a discussion about the hard drive incident takes place. Logan's hard drive, and that was the topic of conversation at the end of the space. So there's my second theory that this was Logan, Fred Rogers, and these guys lashing out. Why that doesn't fit? Um, they've tried doxing me in Twitter Spaces in the past, and they've never even really gotten close to having my real name. So I don't know who was giving them info, but they would people know my first name. I'm Tyler. Everyone knows my first name. But the last name would never even be close. So someone was just giving them bad info, or they had the wrong name or whatever. And I don't see them getting access to juvenile arrest records. Like that is next level intel. Someone getting access to juvenile arrest records. And like I said, they've always come up short with their intel in the past when they've tried to dox me in their Twitter spaces. So it doesn't really fit. It's possibly one of those guys. The third theory, there's been a lot of recent attacks like this, personal information being shared, uh, and it seems to be possibly a shot across the bow. Like, I see you, traitor. You need to stop what you're doing, and I see you over there hanging out with the Tupa crew, and you're a traitor now. So I'm gonna post this and shut you up. Um, if that is what happened, it's pretty fucking wild, man. Like, all I did was be cool and supportive, and I saw this person was being mistreated and targeted, group harassed in this community, and I stuck up for him. And it was because that's what I saw. That was my perception. I'm an honest person. Like, I might get it wrong, but I truly believe all the shit I'm saying. Like, I'm never gonna be nefarious or just bullshit to be deceptive. Like, you can say whatever you want about me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but my brain truly believes the things I'm saying. You can take that to the bank. So when it comes to things like doxing Panda's sister and stuff, I'm not gonna be able to lie about that. I have to say that's wrong because I have a little sister, and if she got doxed, I would think it was wrong. So if this third scenario, to shut me up. First off, it's not gonna work. It just infuriated me more than anything. Um, Second off, I have nothing to hide. What you posted was it was a paraphernalia charge from when I was like 16 years old. That's the worst y'all can find on me. Well, that's what I've said this whole time. There's nothing to find on me. But it's just wild that I've been on UFO Twitter, this community, for 3 years now, and never been fully doxxed like that. What changed? Who was added to the community? What's new? What's different now? Who's new in the DMs? Who's new in the group chats, and who is new in the Twitter spaces? Because this shit wasn't happening 6 months ago, a year ago. The threat of doxing was not everywhere and always, a possibility. It was a pretty, big deal if someone did get doxed, and I think that's why people paid attention when it happened to Panda and his sister. And yeah, now I was just doxxed. And it's gonna be a problem. It's not gonna stop with me. And apparently there's somebody floating around in this community that if they think you ain't even gotta cross them, they just gotta think you crossed them. Your information is going out there, and like I said, juvenile records aren't easy to get. The only avenue I could think of to accessing juvenile records would be someone that was connected to law enforcement and could look up probation records and stuff, parole and probation accounts. Because that my I haven't had a glimpse of my juvenile record in decades. I probably couldn't find that shit if I wanted to. I remember when I turned 18, I got a document, and it was like, congratulations, all your transgressions are sealed, because I did the process. I was always on juvenile probation. Like, it's not a threat to me. I've talked about all this shit. I talked about the incident with the water pump, all that shit. Like, it didn't it but it wasn't meant to be like that. It was meant to be a shot across the bow, in my opinion. It's meant to be a shut your mouth type thing. And I mean, first off, displayed very clearly that I don't answer well to that type of shit. Like, I usually just double down if someone does try to suppress me. But yeah, it's a mess, man. And if anyone is wondering where the that space ended up, yeah, I had to delete it. I just went through and deleted everything. So that's why the space was deleted, and that is actually a big part of this is who would have wanted that space deleted? Because whoever doxed me, part of their motive was to get that space deleted. And yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't, like, because my mind goes to, well, who would have wanted that deleted? Who in the community didn't like the way that conversation was going? It's disappointing. Like I said, it's the first time I've been fully doxxed like that. Uh, But life goes on. I mean, and like I said, I ain't got nothing to hide. The thing that I protect is similar to what, like Red Panda Koala is going through, my family. That's what I worry about because I bump heads with a lot of crazies out here, and my mom and my sister don't deserve to get blowback because of that. It's just slimeball tactics. But yeah, that's all I really got. Be safe on UFO Twitter. Protect your information. I'd be weary about giving out phone numbers to people. And yeah, if anyone wants support financially, likes my videos, buymeacoffee.com/TJ Felony. Thanks for watching. Sorry this wasn't really a fun, entertaining video like they usually are, but I thought it was important to let everyone know straight up what was going on here. And maybe in the comments, let me know what you think is going on here. Who do you think doxed me and why? And yeah. Also, I don't know if Disclosure Tonight is still planning on having their episode tomorrow. I think the last they heard was it was going to be on tomorrow, but I was pretty much told everyone like said no, they weren't interested in coming on. But yeah, I'll come on. I'll come on, guys. Go ahead and if you want to shoot me an invite, hit me up in my DMs or whatever, and let me know what time, and I'll come on and give my honest opinion about what's going on. So, all right. I'll see y'all next time. I think Panda said he was busy this weekend. The offer still stands. I still want to get Panda on Felony Talk and do a full interview. Not a gotcha or anything, just an interview. But thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out. I'll see you next time. Watch out for yourself and your friends out there. Should be getting real.